All right, Seth Harrison is at Appalachian Behavioral Health Hospital in Athens. We had a conversation in chambers. Mr. Heal, Lance Thompson, Defense Counsel, with the admitting nurse, Mary Beth Holler, the social worker, and then also we added into the conversation Amanda Rayburn, who's the VA rep. Mr. Harrison is a veteran. I guess I'd forgotten that or didn't know. Good news is he's on an injectable medication now, so that takes some of the volitional aspects out of whether he takes his medications or not. He's doing, I take it, better. He's not a threat to himself or others, but he still needs some treatment. But he's at close to the end of the time frame where he can be treated at the hospital in Athens. So we need to start working on what I call a glide path to get him to the VA.
They already set an appointment up for him. I had to call and cancel it because it was for the 2nd.
Oh, okay.
And he was already there. So I called him to left him a message and told him I need to reschedule it and call me back, but I hadn't heard nothing back. But
did you do that through Amanda Rayburn?
No, I actually called because
well, she's very familiar. We can give you her contact information. She's very familiar with the case now, and she's willing to work with him.
Okay.
The only thing is going to have to be outpatient. They don't have inpatient services for the type of treatment that he needs, but the medications, everything that he needs, they can do at the VA. Now, a place to live. I want to make sure we're clear on this.
Yeah, he's fine.
You are okay with him coming to live with you?
Yes, that's fine.
And the court is going to lose jurisdiction over this because he has been determined at the time this occurred to be incompetent and not restorable to competency. So I believe what's going to happen is the state will dismiss the case. You understand that?
Yes.
Now, if there's new actions that take place, then you could make a complaint, because you were the complaining party in the case that brought him before the court.
Yes. He definitely needed help.
Okay. And I think he's gotten help.
I'm thankful for Appalachian. Like you have, I tried to get him help so many different times, and when this was like a godsend, it really was.
Yeah, I think he's doing, from what they say, he's doing much better, but he's going to need to continue treatment. He's going to need to continue treatment.
I think he understands that also, because we discussed that was the stipulation of him being allowed to come back and stuff like that. He had to stay on his medication, he has to stay with the VA treatments or something. We have to find it somewhere, but he's got to stay on the medication.
Well, and I'm concerned for your safety, and actually he made threats during his evaluation to me and the staff here at the court too.
He thought he was the Tsar of Russia.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't know where it all comes from. Like when it's severe, it's severe.
So here's what I think is going to happen, the time frame. We've got about we've set this for another hearing a week from today, and when I say the hospital is willing to keep him. They're not going to just dump him out on the street next week. But we're close to when something has to be done. So what I think is going to happen then, we need to, and you've already started this process, get with the VA, get him set up for appointments at a time when he's going to be discharged, so there's a continuum of care from Appalachian to the VA. And then at some point, I think the case is going to be dismissed because of the determination he was not competent at the time this occurred.
Okay.
So do you have questions about that? And this is all I told Mr. Thompson, his attorney. He was aware I was going to have this conversation with you on the record.
No, I'll just call the VA and set up another appointment for him. He had saw Dr. Spangler in the past, so that's who they had.
So he had services through them in the past.
Yes, that's who they had set him up with, because she had called me. I believe her name was Devin. That was a social worker from Appalachian. She had called me and spoke with who they needed to talk with, or who he had seen before at the VA, and it was Dr. Spangler. So that's who I called and canceled the appointment with on the 2nd, so we'll just call and reschedule that one.
Okay. So it's gonna be sometime after the 13th. He's gonna be at Athens at least until the 13th.
Okay, so when do I need to schedule this appointment for with the VA?
I would say sometime the week after the 13th. Are you able to transport him?
I
Like
can
if they
make sure,
do,
yeah, I can make sure he gets back in.
if they release him, you can pick him up in Athens? And
That's fine, yes.
And are you able, because I don't think he has, does he have a driver's license?
No,
Okay. You can get into the VA in Huntington?
yes.
Okay. Mr. Hield, anything you want to put on the record, or?
No, Your Honor, I think that the conference that we had was productive today. It gave the state a little bit better assurance about what the mental health professionals feel about his condition at the present time. And so, and it's also encouraging that Katrina, I forget your last name, I'm sorry. Harrison, yeah, well, that makes sense. Has been in touch with both ABH and the VA. So it sounds like that connection can be made.
And I'll just say, you've been very diligent about coming to hearings and stayed interested, and Mr. Harrison is very lucky to have you on his side.
That was my whole point, is to get him help from the get-go, because I knew that's what he needed, so.
Well, I think he's got a good start toward it, and hopefully with your help, he'll continue and do well.
I appreciate everything.
Okay, so his next hearing is going to be here the 13th. You're welcome to be here or not, it's up to you, but I think we'll be talking about sending an order up there that disposes of the case and will end their care
Okay.
on that date.
So you'll let me know after next Wednesday if he's released from up there?
It'll be next Monday.
Yeah, okay.
Next Monday's when we have the hearing. I don't know how, they said they're not just going to put him out on the street. So at some point, I think you're going to need to call them and make arrangements, say you will, and they're concerned that he has a place to live that's appropriate, that you were going to take him, you'll come pick him up.
Yeah, I spoke with the court liaison a while back and told her that I would, so.
Okay. All right, what's going to happen here soon?
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Next hearing is November 13th, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio recalls Russell A. Daniels, case number TRC 23501.
He still has not done a hearing.
Okay. Well, do you think you can do one soon?
I'm trying. I've spent a decade conditioning myself to dehydrate myself, so
Okay.
I'm trying my best. But I did do a random Friday at LCR.
I don't have those results. Okay.
Yeah, Saturday. You'd have to contact Sarah.
We can attempt to get those if the court would.
Why don't we just
However, we can.
reschedule it?
Okay.
When or do you have a date where you're going to be back there, Mr. McCown?
Okay. 1 moment, Your Honor.
Well, we were supposed to be back. Is court canceled on the 17th, or
No, there's court.
I could do it the 17th, Your Honor?
Okay. We'll keep that date then, but we'll move it to 10 o'clock for sentencing.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, November 17th at 10 o'clock will be the sentencing hearing. Court's adjourned.
He's going to want you, I presume, hold on, is he wanting him to test today before he leaves?
He didn't say that.
No, I think just be ready. Get yourself hydrated.
Okay, just testing that day?
I think so.
Okay.
We want to make
Yeah, whichever he wants, just so my guy can If he wants to do it today, we just need to know.
Yeah, Sarah, she called me in for a random Fridays. I thought she sends Dream of the results.
I can check and see.